Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Bloodhawk22 coming at you with my first kind of non-Madden or like Switch gameplay. This is something I'd like to get a little more into, a little more involved with. And this, if you couldn't tell, is Call of Duty World War II. This video is going to be lined up a little bit differently. I haven't really done anything like this before. It's going to be kind of a review, just my thoughts on it. I got some gameplay going on in the background. If I see a cool highlight, something comes up where I think I did awesome, I'm totally going to stop and tell you guys about it. Not that you couldn't see it, but just in case you didn't. So yeah, let's get into this. I believe it's just Capture the Flag is what I'm playing right now. And overall, I gotta say with the game, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it's kind of what you can expect from any kind of Call of Duty game. It's a real quick twitch shooter. There's not a lot of like team play unless you come with the party, anything like that in the multiplayer. But overall, it's pretty enjoyable. It's a good experience. It's good to get back to World War II, which I think the franchise kind of needed. Something nice, something a little more refreshing. I know Battlefield got its like hallmark, or one of its more hallmark games was Battlefield One. Pretty solid across the board, and I think that kind of lit the flame for this game. So I'm not mad at it. I started with the original Call of Duty. It was one of the first games I think like, that I can remember playing, at least online. Loved it. Couldn't get enough of that game. And just with that said, it's really good to be back. It's nice to be back playing the old school, a little more tactical. Rifles play a little bit more of a big deal, not necessarily automatic rifles, but here's one case in point here. One thing that I will just real quick get out of the way because I obviously every game's going to have its faults. It's going to have something that somebody doesn't like, and one of my big standouts is I cannot stand SMGs in games. Just for me, I don't know. I can go on and on about how much I think they're unfair towards me. Everybody has that like biased opinion, especially if it's just not something you can use, and that's fine. That might just be me, but everyone uses one. It seems like I rarely run across like people. It's snipers, it's SMGs, and it's assault weapons. That's really it. So like when I wanted to go in and use like the M1 Grand, the carbine stuff like that, I think I just get outclassed. And again, that might just be me. This is still being a little rusty at the game, so won't knock it too much for that. I will say with the snipers though, they knocked it out of the park. Probably hands down one of my favorite guns to use is the Lay Enfield, which I know a lot of people are going to enjoy. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I probably did. But I like that even the description, it tells you it's a one shot anywhere in the torso. That's really nice because you don't have to be super accurate, and it makes it a little more fair that people can't take two straight shots to the torso because by the time you get one off, someone's going to crouch. So the fact that it's like a one shot, one like kill is really nice. But then up close, they're kind of they're a little more balanced. So I got to give them credit where credit's due. They did a really good job with the gunplay in the multiplayer of this game. Now, I will say a lot of what I have played is the multiplayer. I'm trying to get a little more into the campaign. Just haven't gotten there yet, but that's a work in progress here. I don't want to, excuse me, I don't want to exhaust all of it too early or anything like that. Or why I took a weird pause right there. That was my bad. I was trying to see if that was. I remember coming back towards the base and doing something cool. That was far from it. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was a little on the embarrassing side. It's okay. Yeah, right back into it here. I got, like I said, can't say enough about the multiplayer. It is really fun. It's really engaging. It's very Call of Duty. Takes it right back to that old school. I mean, maybe not Call of Duty One because you had tanks and stuff rolling around, but it's definitely a good flavor back into the old style of Call of Duty, and I gotta say I love that. I also like the customization options. You can get a lot of stuff. Not a huge fan of the fact they come out of loot boxes, but that's this genre. I mean, that's just the thing that they're doing nowadays. I think Overwatch really took that and ran with it, but I mean, it's okay. If everybody's going to do it, that's fine. It doesn't really bother me. I do like that you get them throughout just periodically. This is at least a way to earn everything. The fact that they're random's okay, not that big of a deal. I mean, again, it's all cosmetics. It's not like it gives you a leg up on anything. And again, if you guys can't tell, this is my first time doing something like this, so I apologize. It's going to be a little erratic. Multiplayer, awesome. They did a really good job, especially with the competitive modes. One of my favorite things about this game, far and above, is the war mode. I cannot get enough of war. Love that. That's what I'm playing 99% of the time. If I'm going to be playing anything, I would like to see a little more variety in the like game modes and map types, and I really hope that they start pumping that out with new. Even if it's DLC, I don't really care. It's one of the first times I'm going to say I'll probably buy DLC for this game just because of how much I've enjoyed that aspect of it. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. If you guys haven't played it, one, you totally should if you own the game. If you don't, I'm going to give you a real quick explanation. So what war is just that, war. I mean, there's objectives you have to take down. You have a certain amount of time to do it, and it's just a 6-on-6. It's a little more campaign-esque, I suppose. There's a neat little cutscene at the beginning, neat little cutscene at the end, just depending on what team you start off and on, and what team loses, what team wins. A lot of people will, and I'm sure, complain that it's a lot of camping, but that's just the way that objective games go. When you only have one team defending, of course they're going to camp. But they're like, for example, one of the ones maps is on Normandy, or a beachhead similar to Normandy. I don't know if it's actually Normandy. We have people just sitting in bunkers with supplied turrets firing down on the beach. That's all. Like, yeah, no kidding, they're going to camp. Why would you leave the bunker and go out onto the beach to try to shoot people when you have all that cover in an MG nest? I wouldn't. Germans didn't, so, you know, why would we? But that'll probably be, I feel like it's the game mode's biggest knock. Aside from that, it is a damn blast. Like I said, can't get enough of it. I like the camaraderie feel behind it when you do get a good team in there, even randomly. Like, you'll still pick up people that are more objective based and like your team deathmatch, capture the flag, stuff like that. They're just focused on what they need to do, what they need to get done. Like, oh, we need to rush this objective, otherwise we're going to lose, and people just get on their horse and go for it. It's amazing. Very, like I said, very engaging. And the cool thing is it's the same guns and progression system as multiplayer. You don't get kill streaks though, so there aren't going to be like planes dive bombing you, bombs coming out of nowhere. It's all pretty like cut and dry. But it's one aspect that makes war really fun, at least for me. I don't know everybody else's opinion, but this video isn't about other people's opinions, it's about mine. So there we go. Now, what I've played of the campaign, it is perfectly Call of Duty. It's exactly what you expect. Just, I mean, through and through. Gigantic set pieces, whole ton of action, some loose storytelling. Again, it's not the greatest story. I mean, it's not going to be written into a book, screen adaptations, anything like that, but it's a lot of fun to play through. Keeps you nice and engaged, and it gives you a good flavor of, like, all the different locales throughout World War II, and a couple that we haven't seen before. So as I stated, I haven't finished it, but something I am very much looking forward to getting through the remainder of. One thing I know is a really big deal to most people, me not so much, is zombies. And that game mode is creepy. Not a huge fan. Not a huge horror fan in general. It takes a lot for me to, you know, like really get into a scary game. And like Outlast caught a lot of attention. PT caught a lot of attention. Played both of them. Not my cup of tea. Not something I'm really good at. I get scared super easy. These zombies in this are super fucking creepy. I didn't think they'd do that in a Call of Duty, like the old school ones. Original zombies back in World of War, Nazi zombies were like haunting enough, but nothing to like keep you up at night. These guys are super scary. They really did a good job with the lighting in this one too. At least of the little bits that I've played, which again isn't much. I'm not a huge fan because I get scared. Shut up, internet. But it's just one of those. I mean, not my cup of tea. I respect it for doing it, and it's interesting to see it back in its original setting and what they were able to do with the game as a whole, where they were able to take zombies. I know it's just hordes and hordes of mindless things coming at you the whole time, but it's still very intriguing. And it's not. It's again nice to be able to shoot zombies again with an M1 Grand. 1911, all those classic guns versus coming at them with, you know, like tactical shotguns and SMGs, rocket launchers, crap they're not ready for. I'm pretty sure there's a story with this one. I really don't particularly care to play it too much. That's just one of the things Call of Duty's been doing. It's like, hey, let's put a story into zombies, get a few more people engaged. Not my thing. Probably won't play too much more of it unless this blows up and everyone's like, oh my god, please play zombies. But I'm just happy, you know, with what I've played with War in the campaign. So I know we just touched on it with the campaign, with the zombies. Those are two things that will bring a few people into the game, but it's not going to be a majority. I don't think. The thing everybody's here for is the multiplayer, and I'm going to give you guys my best breakdown. Again, I haven't played a whole lot. I'm not the best at the multiplayer. It is something I'm striving to get better at, and I'm practicing every day. As we nerdy people do, I don't like being last. I don't like being second. I'm going to try to be the best. Probably not going to happen again because I can't adapt to the SMGs too well, but It's fun, guys. Like, just flat out, it is entertaining. It through and through. It's a Call of Duty game at its bones, and it's incredible for that. World War II is where they started. World War II, I think, is where they need to get back to, and they need to do a lot more of this. And I'm excited to see any of the DLC that comes out for the future. See what kind of maps and guns and such they add. What kind of customization of where they're going to take it. I really hope they add new campaign aspects. It's Call of Duty, so I don't think they're going to. I don't think they've done that in the past. Most of their DLC stuff comes for zombies, comes for the multiplayer. And they did the multiplayer, like I said, really well. The guns all feel balanced. There are pros and cons to each one of them. Even like I said in the beginning, I'm not super good. You don't see a lot of M1 Grands. You don't see a lot of carbines. I'm not great with either of them. Working to get better, as you can see in this video. This is just a base M1 Grand. Nothing on it. No attachments, anything like that. This is one of the first gameplays that I did. But across the board, it feels good. Even as we're progressing into it, you'll see like 5th prestige people, 6th prestige people. I don't know what they're doing. Good for them. But even the guns that they have don't seem super unbalanced. You can still beat them. Even in a one-on-one gunfight, I still feel like I have a chance against anybody coming up against me, just depending on the situations. You know, obviously you have a rifle, don't sprint in the buildings. You have a shotgun, probably don't sit back and try to snipe. Just little things like that to keep it fresh. A really cool thing that I think they did with the multiplayer was the class system. Now, that's not a huge thing that Call of Duty is known for, and that's one way you can see that they're trying to improve Call of Duties, and that's nice. I mean, in a franchise that they push out a game every single year, goes to 3 different developers, like it's a big deal to see some variety in that, and I like that they are doing some things different. Each class has its own perks. The infantry have bayonets. Airborne have suppressors that they can put on any SMG. The light machine, the heavy one, whichever one uses light machine guns, can slap a light machine gun down on a box, barrel, something like that, so you have a portable turret. Snipers can hold their breath throughout and make snipe shots, scope shots. It's not something that lasts very long, but it's something that, you know, steadies off the rifle so you don't have to compensate for any swear or anything like that. Shotguns get incendiary rounds. So, I mean, it doesn't last very long for the class system. I think the first, like, 2-3 rounds I played, then you saw everybody kind of sitting with their class. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm moving the mic around a little bit just to try to get a better, like, sound out of it. It seems pretty quiet, and I didn't know that last giant round was really quiet, so I apologize. But yeah, each like, class has guns that they are more beneficial to, right? So, you know, obviously you're going to put bayonets on rifles. SMGs are the ones that get the silencers for the airborne. And the snipers obviously only get the sway cut for sniper rifles. You don't get that for any other kind of gun. Like, you can't hold your breath shooting a shotgun. You just go for it. You can't put incendiary rounds on an LMG. The like. And the downside is, like I said, it doesn't last long. You don't see a lot of people like specifically sticking with one. Honestly, a lot of people use the sniper tier just because the perks that you get for it that you unlock as you go keep you off enemies' radars. So why wouldn't you? You know. So people run around with SMGs and full-blown ghillie suits, and like that part's a little sad, a little upsetting. That's one thing that I do wish that they had kept with. If you're gonna make a class system, make people stick with the classes. I don't want to see snipers running around with SMGs. I don't want to see bayonets on lay-in fields and sniper rifles because it just doesn't fit. And that's something that, I mean, I get because it doesn't allow you a whole lot of variety outside of that. I get why they did it, but it's a little disappointing. And let's talk about the small elephant in the room here. If you have played this game, you've been there. It's a silly place. It seems pointless. I don't get the purpose aside from turning in orders, but honestly, you could buy those from a screen. The beachhead. I don't get the beachhead. I know Destiny has the tower. I know that Destiny 2 has the tower. I don't know any other games really had a hub like that or hub world. And truth be told, there's no room for it in Call of Duty. I can't stand that place. They say that other people boot in there with you. Right hand to God, it's only ever been me any time that I've been playing. Peak hours of the night, wee hours of the morning, it doesn't make a difference when I'm on. I never see people at the tower, or whatever they call it, the beachhead. It's a cool place to try out some guns if you really want to, but honestly, you don't get a real feel for a gun until someone's shooting one back at you. I don't think the turrets make the best, place to, or targets, sorry, make the best place to practice that. I like that it's in there. It's a neat little place to experiment that you're not getting shot at, but really you're ultimately going to shoot it at people. You're not going to shoot it at a stationary target. And I don't particularly see the point of the quartermaster. I get that you get a lot more cosmetic items. There's a lot more stuff that you can't unlock from her, but everything seems really expensive for what you get, and they're really quick rewards throughout. So yeah, guys, that about wraps up the review. As we can see, we just won a game here. I didn't do super hot throughout. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, though. And like I said, overall, Call of Duty is a solid grab. It's a typical Twitch shooter. You're not going to find anything totally out of blue with the class system, with the tower. The campaign's nothing to write home about, but it is very fun to play, just to kind of mindlessly drone out, just go around, shoot a whole bunch of Nazis. It's great. The zombies, I could do without. It's a lot scarier than the last time, so they definitely bumped that up and amped that up, which I think is neat. And I think it's a good way to take the future of that. And the multiplayer is as Twitch shootery as it's ever been. Classes didn't change up anything too much. The tower's pointless, but here we are. So, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been, Bloodhawk 22. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see all you guys later.